Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be talking about Guild War, what else you can do to maximize your score. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, and quite a few people are running it inefficiently. So this guide is mainly going to be focused for those that can clear all 50 waves. So if you can't do that yet, I would recommend focus on clearing all 50 waves and then come back to this video to see what else you can do better to maximize your score. I'm going to be running a Guild War on a different account this time because it won't really be fair to display it, showcase it on my account. So just to briefly glance at what the strength of this account looks like, I'll go over its emblems, costumes, collectible levels, pets, what pets I was running, as well as, hero levels at the end. So for your emblems, right guys, I'll just say that don't change anything, run your basic setup. But if you guys are looking to maximize it further, I would just say for the first page, run all the emblems that increase your attack up or increase your physical damage up, just so your procs can hit a little bit harder. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and re-roll a couple of these to the emblems that I'm looking for. And then after that, we guys are going to go ahead and jump into the run. So as you guys can tell, right now the high score for this account is 159. Let's see how good we do. For the first 10 waves, right, pretty simple. Let the the mob counter run up to 50, then start summoning. So as soon as you get the quest done, right, start summoning. Just summon enough troops, right, so you can make 2 chanters, have a stack of hunters, merge the commons. You're not gonna make any envoys or anything like that. Keep the warriors for your procs, so you don't have to summon that later. But for the econ, what we're looking at right now is 4 coins, 4 necros, and 2 chanters. Now, if you have the Lord skin from the last event, right, that increases your mana regeneration, is perfect to run it. It provides an extra boost. Along with the pets that you have with it, right, will provide an extra boost to your attackers as well. As you can see right now, I'm just looking for stuff. I'm gonna merge. Oh, I got lucky right there, managed to get a bull. So I'm gonna go ahead and make 1 croc as well before wave 20. Just gonna look for some necros over here, make the croc. Try to get my econ done. If I can, that's fine too. But you're not gonna enhance anything in your first 10 waves. Even if you have extra coins or something, just keep re-rolling or save them to re-roll it again later. Another good thing to notice is, right, except for the swap mechanic when it pops up, any other mechanic that pops up, right, I like to make sure that my crocs are always hitting the box, right, because you want to make sure they have as much uptime as possible, so your score is as high as possible. And later in the late game stages, you're gonna see I always try to move my crocs the last and place them back at the boss the first, just so I can, squeeze out that little extra bit of damage. So right now for my selection, I managed to grab a croc. That's perfect. Now, if you don't see a croc in your selection, right, try to get your econ units up. So for example, if there was a coin or a chanter or a necro, I would have grabbed that. Don't bother grabbing any DPS. at that stage, because what you're ideally looking for to get a high score is 4 crocs, and that's it. You don't even need to build any range units, any like blast cats or anything like that, because you're gonna see once we're done with our board, right, we're not gonna have any space to put our blast cats or envoys or anything like that. Now if you get an envoy from the selection, you can take that, it's up to your choice, but if there's a choice between a dragon or a sword, I would just say go for that, unless you don't have 4 crocs yet, then it's worth it to go for an envoy. But right now this boss was also, I think, holy or true immune or something like that, so it wasn't too much of a loss if you don't pick up an envoy from this selection. Now another key tip that I would give you guys, right, when you're re-rolling for your rares, if you get any penguins, don't sell those, right? Depending on your board space, some of you may find it worth it to run what you call dragons, but if your board space is higher than 30 or at 30, I would say, you know, the best thing to do is just to stack up on penguins, especially if you have the penguin skin. Now I didn't have it on this account, so I'll build a mix of dragons and penguins for my attack percentage up. But right now we're just gonna chill, garner up some coins. Now this is where you can enhance. I would just normally recommend, you know, if you can enhance it up to 5 or 6 even, right, that's better. But make sure you're always rotating your coins, rotating your necros, right? You want to make sure you're maximizing as much as possible. Again, one thing you guys will see me often doing a lot, right? Just before the boss wave starts, I move my units ahead of time, just so I'm not wasting time when the boss counter actually comes up. But as you guys can tell from here, right, I'm always moving my croc the last and always placing it back the first. So these little things, you know, are gonna make your score go higher. So place importance at that. Now for my full DPS setup, right, let's finish this boss and I'll tell you about what you're looking for as your full DPS setup. Now right here from the selection choice, I could have picked the envoy up, right, but I preferred the dragon over instead. And it wouldn't have been a wrong choice if you guys go for an envoy right there, but just because, you know, it was holy immune as well, I thought I preferred a dragon for that 10% extra boost. We're gonna go ahead and finish our 4th croc over here, and now I didn't knew before I ran this run that the person didn't have his turtle sigged. It was level 15, but it didn't have a sig weapon on it, so turtle right here wouldn't have really been necessary. But you know, just to increase the chances of you guys getting a high score or hitting the max possible score for your account strength, make sure that the turtle is sigged, meaning it's at level 15 and the sig weapon is as high as possible as you guys can do. The voodoo also needs to be at 12 because you're going to build both of these, one of each, right, just to increase damage taken by the boss. You're going to see me, I only make 1 turtle and 1 voodoo. If by any chance, right, I have like very bad options from the selections later down the road and there's a voodoo in there or a necro or a chanter, I'll just pick one of those up. But as you can see, I forgot to make 1 extra chanter and I'm only running it with 1 chanter, but that's just a slight mishap. It wouldn't affect the score too much, but for a proper perfect run, right, it would have been 2 chanters and 4 necros. Now again over here, right? If I wanted to, I could have picked up a cat right there, but since the boss is fire immune, there was not really a point to do that. Now, if it wasn't fire immune, right, you can argue you can pick that, right? But I just went ahead and got a drag instead, get an extra 10% increase. Now, from this point on, right, once I'm done with my setup, what I'm looking for is just to fill up my board slots, or my troop count to be precise. I'm just gonna go ahead and build a couple dragons and then just search for more penguins. And then the rest of the coins are just gonna straight up go into my enhance. So as we're coming up close to the last boss phase, I'm gonna talk about a couple things, like for example, your attack percentage up, right? How high your damage boost should be. So I like to have it around at least 100 or higher. right? That's the reason why we build dragons. That's the reason why we have stacks of penguins. Now, if you have the skin for the penguin, I would just say completely eliminate the dragons, right? Obviously, if you have like at least 29 or 30 troop count as well, then it's far more worth it just to build stacks of penguins. And then get your enhance up as high as possible. Now, in this run, I think I had enhance up to 13, I believe. Um, but yeah, that's super important that you're stacking up your penguins, you're getting that attack percentage up. Now, another thing I'm gonna say is that I'm not gonna deny that I was a little bit lucky with this run. Like, as you can tell, I got bulls pretty quickly. I also managed to get a croc through selection. So obviously, not all the runs are gonna be perfect like this, but I just wanted to show you guys what a perfect run would look like, and what the best setup possible for Guild War is. Now, this is the exact same setup that I run for my main account as well, and I got like 238,000 score. But yeah, so you can tell, right? We hit 171. That's higher than what this person's account was previously. It was at 156. So yeah, we managed to hit that on the first try. I'm just gonna go ahead and rate the other three, and then we're gonna take a look at the hero levels. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I did not know that this person didn't had his proc sig weapon unlocked. He didn't have his turtle sig weapon unlocked. He didn't even have a skin for croc. So there are ways you can improve this score even further. Now, if your collectibles are higher, you should be aiming for a higher score than this one. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, right, please make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what other type of content you guys would like to see in the future, and I'll do my best to get those out. Thank you so much. Thank you again for watching.